You win, you lose. There's no thin line in between. But when we look at the conversation now ongoing, when you talk about litmus test, it is whether IEBC is able to deliver a fair, credible, and verifiable election. It is whether conversations and agenda that individuals have out here would be able to convince Wananchi. And if you look at the process towards the by-election that was held yesterday, one asked the question, has it set precedent? Because it is not just about the event that took place yesterday, it's about the process. What does that tell us as we proceed to next year's general election?
I think that yesterday was a very, very powerful moment for our nation. I am feeling so privileged to be alive today. I was not alive yet in 1995. Maybe a few months later, I was born to see Joe Maina of Kipipiri kuonesha Moi pilipili. But today I am so excited to see what transpired yesterday. And I want to first thank the people of Olkalau for standing with the nation. And I say this when I am in the home of the boldest newspaper. There's a time that the front page was asking, who is listening? And I think that the people are listening. We are not alone in this quest. And I want to encourage the youth of Kenya that the politics of handouts is over. Let us come out in much more bigger numbers to contest and run for these positions. It speaks a lot in showing that if you have a budget to give people handouts, please invest that money elsewhere. Build apartments, because you're not going to be able to turn around the voter if you are not aligned with the voter, if you do not speak the manifesto of the voter, if you do not speak to the economic issues that the nation is facing, you will stand absolutely no chance. And I think this is a great turning point for this nation. And when we come here and talk about how are the youth going to engage in politics, it's too expensive. Are we going to have money to give handouts? We don't have that money for sure. But now this speaks very boldly and loudly to the youth of Kenya that you can get into this contest and still be able to emerge a winner. I think in yesterday's contest, I mean, it was beyond, the message was clear from the people of Kalau. They wanted to send a message. And even when we talk about the IEBC, it is going to deliver credible elections, not because they want to or because they desire to, but because they have to and make them be able to do that. Because the coordinated approach that was there in Olkalau really showed that rigging elections is not easy in this country, and it has never been. And even thanks to Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister, who went to court many times and ensured that the law was very clear, saying that the election, the results are declared at the polling station. These are very landmark rulings that we've had in our nation, especially in our democracy. And they go on to speak to us, those who doubted and said that William Ruto is going to rig the election in 2027, can now place their doubts aside and believe more in this nation. When we talk about that, the youth of Kenya are there and they're saying that it's going to be one term. It is going to be one term, definitely. And the mountain has spoken, and more importantly, the people of Kenya has spoken. It was a message they were sending very clear. And as much as all political parties fielded candidates, including Jubilee Party, because of the freedom of democracy that we need to exercise in this nation of political parties, the people of Kalau had indeed made up their mind, and we cannot take that away from them. I want to appreciate them. I want to tell them thank you for standing with the country of Kenya and showing that it indeed can be done. And as we are moving on as a nation, from any Kenyan seated across the nation, here and abroad, I think it's a very, very, I'm feeling so emotional about yesterday, because if it would have been otherwise, hii ndio inaitwa kukula fair and you don't show up. That was beautiful yesterday. I cannot thank the people of Olkalau. Asanteni sana, and the leadership there.
Wow.